Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Dana and I am the owner and creator of Sculpey where I make polymer clay earrings. I'm actually going to be making some other stuff, but that's in the future, so definitely go check me out on Instagram at Shop.solo.tu or Shop.solo.tu.com. Before we jump into the video, I wanted to quickly disclaimer the quality of the camera, okay? Because I'm using my iPhone, guys. I didn't charge my proper camera, and then the black stain in the back, it's actually just my chair rubbing up against it all the time. I'm in the process of remodeling my office, so I'm not really tripping about it, but I definitely wanted to just talk about it because I know some people might be like annoyed. But anyway, so I figured the best video to start off with would be the reason why we're all here, which is polymer clay. When I first started working with polymer clay, I bought whatever I could find off of Amazon, and it really wasn't the best. It was definitely a situation, and if I can help people avoid my mistakes, I would love to do that. But I want also to avoid a really long video. I'm going to talk about different brands of polymer clay, but I'm only going to focus on one brand at a time. So today we're going to be talking about Sculpey, and I will try to make this as quick as possible. There's three types of Sculpey. There's Sculpey 3, Sculpey Primo, and Sculpey Soufflé. For me personally, I would never use Sculpey 3, okay? That's actually what I ended up buying the first time my very first polymer clay that I've ever bought was Sculpey 3. And you know, I thought I was just bad, but it's the clay itself. Not to shade Sculpey, but they really, I personally, I don't know what Sculpey 3 is for. It's not for making jewelry, I'll tell you that. It's super soft. Your fingerprints transfer really easily. It's kind of hard to work with, at least for what I wanted to do. It was kind of hard to work, or it was really hard to work with. And it just wasn't really, it wasn't a good time. It wasn't a good time. So I would not recommend Sculpey 3. Of course, if you look on Amazon, if you type in polymer clay, Sculpey 3 is going to be the main one that you see there. And there's a reason why it's never out of stock, okay? Just remember that. There's a reason. Stay away from Sculpey 3. I mean, it's kind of cool if you have detail. Like if you have it, don't worry about it. No big deal. You can use it for detail work if you do detail work. I do really detailed work, but I mean, not really detailed work, because like once you go on the polymer clay groups on Facebook, baby, that's detailed work. But I'm just saying, I like to do some detail on my earrings, and Sculpey 3 can kind of work with that, but I just never would recommend Sculpey 3. The two that I definitely would recommend as far as Sculpey brand go would be these two here, which is the Sculpey Soufflé and the Sculpey Primo. My personal favorite is Sculpey Soufflé, so we'll talk about that last. But Sculpey Primo comes in so many varieties. There's glow in the dark, there's glitter, there's opal, there's, I believe the leather effect is Sculpey Primo. There's honestly endless supply of Sculpey Primo and endless variety, let me say that, because they do sell out really quickly. But Sculpey Primo is great. Like the finish with the Sculpey 3 is chalky. I'll try and insert a picture if I can find it of some of my very first pieces of earrings, but it's really chalky. It just looks cheap. With Primo, the finish is kind of almost like a plastic, like sheen vibe to it. Your fingerprints do transfer really easily on Primo, I will tell you that. And because it does have a natural sheen to it, you can very easily see your fingerprints. So just kind of want to be careful with that. But it is a really good clay. It's a little bit tougher or a little bit more thick than the Soufflé is, but it works great, and it mixes well. Well, pretty much they all mix really well. Just keep in mind that if you are going to mix these with Sculpey 3, do not use a lot of Sculpey 3, because then that will cause the other clays to become really soft, which completely defeats the purpose. But they're really good to work with. Primo's a little bit, like I said, a little bit tougher than the other ones are, so you may want to condition it a little bit more and put it through your spaghetti roller, or honestly, I just need it with my thumbs. I have big hands, so that kind of works, but I just need it with my hands, with my my spaghetti strainer thing, or with the actual acrylic roller. But whatever works for you, however you want to condition and soften your clay, I recommend doing that a little bit with the Primo. If you condition, however you want to condition it, like, you're good to go, it's no big deal. So yeah, that's Primo. I'll insert some pictures of my earrings that I've used Primo on. I tend to use Primo as a base because, like I said, I do put detail work, so I can kind of get away with the fingerprints because my details cover it. But yeah, so I tend to use it for a base if I am gonna do a detailed slab or something. But I don't know, I like it, so I'd say try it for sure. My favorite out of every single clay out there on the market ever existed. Actually, I haven't tried Papa clay, so I don't want to say anything, but my favorite ever, okay, up until this point is Sculpey Soufflé, you guys. I mean, you can't beat it. It's beautiful. The finishing is like this really pretty matte. It's just, it's so creamy and buttery. It feels luxurious in your fingers. It feels luxurious when you're working with it. It is the bee's knees. It's literally why it's always sold out. Sculpey Soufflé is so damn hard to find. And when they do have it, there's usually colors that like aren't the best, or they're not my personal favorite. Like recently I went looking for some souffle and I could only find the olive color, or Spanish olive or something, and I was like, man, no, give me all my souffles back. But yeah, souffle is the best. There's really not much else I can say other than literally do not even think about it and go buy it, because it's the best. The thing about souffle is that it doesn't come in a lot of varieties. It doesn't have a lot of color options. It has quite a few, but it doesn't have as many options as Primo does. But then again, you're gonna be most likely mixing majority of your colors anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But the souffle finish is top notch, top tier, can't be beat. Don't even try it. Just trust me on this one, souffle. I'm gonna try Papa's clay and then I'll let y'all know about that. But for right now, souffle is where it's at. As far as where I buy my clay, I've tried buying some off of Etsy, but the vendors or the sellers on Etsy, because they come in these sizes, okay? The most common sizes are the 1.7, 2 grams of clay. These you can buy at, where I buy them literally all the time, is polymerclaysuperstore.com. They're less than $3. Shipping is super fast. It's like $5 for whatever you buy. You can't beat it. They always have some type of special going on. They're the best. Yeah, so I highly recommend them. I'm not sponsored or anything, obviously, but they're the best so far that I've been able to find. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other ones. I think there's one like called Blue Bead or Blueberry Bead, or I don't know. I haven't bought off of anybody else other than Polymer Clay Superstore, so I don't want to recommend other companies or other websites, but definitely check out them. I did buy a few off of Etsy. The only thing about Etsy is that their prices are higher, so they're like $3, $4, like a little bit over $3, almost $4 sometimes, especially for the souffle, because souffle is so hard to find. If you do, they're like overseas, and yeah, the shipping's crazy. No. Just go to Polymer Clay Superstore, especially if you're in the States. I highly recommend them. And then of course, check out local art supply shops. I know Joann has them, not at every location, but Joann's does have them at some. And then Michael's has some, and like just local independent art supply stores will most likely have some souffle. Sculpey does come in like bigger pieces like this. This one's an 8 ounce, and they do have on the Polymer Clay Superstore website, they have a 1 pound in like a black, white, brown, you know, different like solid colors like that. No fun colors, but they do have big ones of like your base colors, and then they have the 8 ounce ones as well. But yeah, the majority of them are gonna come in this size here. So that's pretty much it, you guys. If I'm gonna just wrap it up, I'd say buy Sculpey Soufflé. So that's pretty much, honestly, that's what this whole video is about. That's the point of it here, is to buy Sculpey Soufflé. But yeah, you guys, I hope that helped as far as Sculpey goes. If there's anything in particular that you want to know, if you have any types of questions, please leave a comment down below. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram, whatever you gotta do, hit me up. I'm your girl. I will answer all types of questions that you may have. I will see you guys next week, and I'll probably tell y'all about one of these other brands that I got here. Okay, we'll talk about whatever. We can talk about whatever. I will see you guys on the next video. I'm sorry this is all over the place. I'm just trying to get you guys a good, informative video out, and that's about it. Bye.